there, and database starts getting loaded. If you instead put Clustrix in there, or put Clustrix in piecemeal as a replication slave, which is how people usually start. We're not okay, never mind.
Can you switch back to his slides, please?
Yeah, so now you just put Clustrix in, and it's completely scalable. You treat it like your SQL database that used to be there, but now we can just keep growing. So start with 3 nodes, add another 3 if you want, add another 4 after that, add another 2 if you want, just add piecemeal as you need to.
But if I have one table with a million rows, with hundreds of millions of rows, then if you put another machine, you need to somehow...
Yeah, okay, so you want to talk about sort of the internals of how... So the data is distributed internally through a combination of hash distribution and range distributions, and we'll combine those based on the domain that we see within the key space and how things are queried, right? So we look at the queries and see what's coming through, and we will partition the data out, and it's all done internally. So there's no need as an administrator or operator to worry about that stuff. It's all visible. You can see what's going on. We have a internal system database where you can actually see the mappings of all the tables and how they're laid out. But it's all, so a portion of, so in your example, if you had a 20 billion row table, we would have what we call slices of that table that were distributed around the cluster. The distributed query planner understands that distribution, and it will compile these queries down into the little query fragments that I talked about, which is essentially the distributed program, with that distribution in mind. So it knows what the distribution looks like for all of the indexes. It knows how it's going to do the join. All those things happen in parallel, so it's not like there's a bottleneck where things are coming back and having to talk to the same point.
Similar question as others in terms of how you think about distributed security approaches, and being able to, in essence, secure from the in.
Yeah, so our clusters are all in data center. So a cluster from Clustrix is living in a data center across a rack or multiple racks. It's on its own network, so the back-end network infrastructure is not the public network that you're talking to for your application servers. And so in that sense, there's nothing can get into that back-end network. When we do, for example, things across multiple data centers, it's all through replication. And that can go over a secure link if you
more traditional approaches then.
It's a lot more traditional approach. It's not like we're putting different nodes from the cluster out in different clouds and having them talk all over the internet. It's really about in data centers scaling out.
And you're an appliance model.
Yeah, we're an appliance model. Yeah, exactly. It's the same model we did at Isilon. We have a lot of same customers, right? So you're scaling your unstructured data, now you can scale your structured data, and it's no longer a question about what am I going to do when I hit a bottleneck. It's just a question of, okay, I need to add some more resources here.
So the reason you pick the appliance is just to make sure that you could ease of integration or ease of installation rather than optimize on the hardware side?
Yes, that's right. Ease of installation, ease of integration, control over the platform, right? So there's not issues about what kind of storage drivers or storage infrastructure or what different cards are we compatible with, all that kind of stuff. We want to have an experience, right? Because database is it's a real serious part of your infrastructure. You want to know exactly, we want to know exactly what we're providing for our customers. And so to be able to guarantee the fault tolerance and uptime and everything, we want to make sure that we understand that platform.
Any questions from the audience?
Okay, well, come talk to me if you want to talk about Clustrix. Our VP of Sales is named George. He's back there in the corner. There's George. And we can tell you anything you want to know about us.